Daniel thought he was the winner. He sent the invitation to humiliate the woman who had loved him when he had nothing. But Aisha arrived in a black Bentley, calm, confident, with 2 boys and a girl, their children by her side. In a single heartbeat, Daniel realized that life had rewritten the story, and the girl he tried to break had become unstoppable. Aisha's hands trembled as she held the shiny envelope in her lap. It was a quiet afternoon in her small apartment, the kind of day where the sun peeked through the curtains and made everything feel a little warmer. But right now, her heart felt cold and heavy, like a stone sinking in a river. She had just come back from picking up her 3 little ones from daycare, and they were playing in the next room, their giggles filling the air like sweet music. "Mommy, look at my drawing," one of them called out, but Aisha couldn't respond just yet. Her eyes were glued to the name on the envelope, Daniel Okari. With a deep breath, she tore the envelope open. Inside was a card, even shinier, with beautiful letters that said, "You're invited to the wedding of Daniel Okari and Clara Benson." Aisha's heart skipped a beat. Daniel? Her Daniel? No, not hers anymore. The man she once loved with all her heart. The man who walked away when things got tough. Tears welled up in her eyes as memories flooded back. It was 5 years ago. Aisha and Daniel were young and in love. They met at a small coffee shop where Aisha worked as a waitress. Daniel was studying to be a businessman, always talking about big dreams. "One day, I'll be rich," he would say, holding her hand. "We'll have a big house, travel the world." Aisha believed him. She loved his smile, his laugh, the way he made her feel special. But then, life changed. Aisha found out she was pregnant. She was scared but happy. "Daniel," she had said one evening, sitting on a park bench with him. "We're going to have a baby." His face turned pale. "A baby? Now?" "Aisha, we're not ready. I have school, you have your job. How will we pay for everything?" They talked for hours. Aisha promised they could make it work. "Love will help us," she said. But Daniel shook his head. "Love doesn't pay bills, Aisha. I can't do this. I need to focus on my future." He left her that night. Aisha cried for days. She called him, but he didn't answer. She sent messages, but he blocked her. Alone, with a baby on the way, no, wait, not one baby. At the doctor's visit, she learned it was triplets. 3 little lives growing inside her. "How will I do this?" she whispered to herself every night. But she did. She worked extra shifts until her belly was too big. Her friend Zainab helped her move to a smaller place. When the triplets came, 2 boys and a girl, Aisha named them Jamal, Jabril, and Jamila. They were her world now. Back in the present, Aisha wiped her eyes. Why would Daniel invite her to his wedding? They hadn't spoken in years. She put the car down and walked to the kitchen where Zainab was making tea. Zainab was her best friend, always there through the hard times. "Zainab, look at this," Aisha said, handing her the invitation. Zainab's eyes widened. "Daniel? That Daniel? The one who left you high and dry? What's he thinking?" Aisha sighed. "I don't know. Maybe he forgot about me." Zainab laughed bitterly. "Forgot? No way. He's probably showing off. I heard he's rich now. Big job in the city, fancy car. He wants you to see what you missed." Aisha felt a pang in her chest. "But why? I never bothered him after he left." "Because some people are like that," Zainab said, stirring the tea. "They think money makes them better. He knows you're struggling. Single mom with 3 kids. This is his way to make you feel small." Aisha looked toward the bedroom door. Soft giggles came from inside. Her triplets were playing with their toys, old ones, but they didn't mind. Jamal was building a tower with blocks. Jabril was drawing pictures, and Jamila was hugging her stuffed bear. They were 4 years old now, full of energy and questions. "Mommy, come play," Jamila called. "In a minute, sweetie," Aisha replied, her voice soft. She turned back to Zainab. "Should I go? It might hurt." Zainab put a hand on her shoulder. "Don't go. Why give him the satisfaction? Stay home with your babies. They're what matter." Aisha nodded slowly, but inside, something stirred. She remembered the nights she cried alone, the days she skipped meals so her kids could eat. She worked as a cleaner, then learned to sew clothes online. Bit by bit, she started a small business helping other moms like her. It wasn't easy. There were times she wanted to give up. God, give me strength, she prayed every night. And somehow, things got better. A kind lady named Mrs. Elena saw her work and invested in her. Now, Aisha had a little company that made clothes for single moms, affordable, pretty things that made them feel good. But Daniel didn't know any of that. He thought she was still broke, still broken. That night, after putting the kids to bed, Aisha knelt by her bed. God, she whispered, I don't want to be angry. I just want to be strong. For my children. She looked at their sleeping faces, Jamal with his thumb in his mouth, Jabril hugging his blanket, Jamila smiling in her dreams. I won't let anyone make us feel small, she promised. The next day was busy. Aisha dropped the kids at daycare, a simple place run by a neighbor. Then she went to her small workshop in the back of the apartment. She sewed dresses, answered emails from customers. Your clothes make me feel beautiful again, one mom wrote. It made Aisha smile. But the invitation sat on the table like a thorn. In the afternoon, Zainab came over again. Still thinking about it, she asked. Aisha nodded. What if I go? Not to fight, but to show I'm okay. Zainab raised an eyebrow. With what? Your old dress? And how will you get there? The wedding's in the big city hotel. Aisha thought for a moment. Then she picked up her phone and called Mrs. Elena. Hello, ma'am. I need a favor. Mrs. Elena was like a mentor, always kind. What is it, Aisha? There's a wedding. My ex's. He invited me, probably to laugh. But I want to go with dignity. Mrs. Elena paused. I see. You deserve that. I'll send my driver with the Bentley. And pick a nice dress from the shop. Aisha's eyes filled with tears. Thank you. When she hung up, Zainab stared. A Bentley? Girl, you're full of surprises. Aisha laughed. Life changes when you work hard. Meanwhile, across town in a big fancy house, Daniel adjusted his tie in front of a huge mirror. His suit was new from Italy. Gold cufflinks sparkled. He smiled at himself. Looking good, he said. His best man, Mike, clapped him on the back. Ready for the big day, bro? Daniel grinned. More than ready. Clara's the perfect wife. Rich family, smart, beautiful. Mike nodded. And you invited Aisha? Your ex. Daniel's smile widened. Yeah, I want her to see. Back then, she was all about love and babies. I had to leave to make something of myself. Now look at me, CEO of my own company. Big wedding, hundreds of guests. Mike frowned a bit. But what if she comes and makes trouble? You left her pregnant, right? Daniel waved his hand. She won't. She's probably still poor, embarrassed. She'll see the decorations, the food, the cars, and realize she lost out. Just then, Clara walked in. She was in a robe, her hair in curlers. Daniel, why did you invite your ex? It feels weird. Daniel pulled her close. Baby, it's closure. I want to end that chapter. Show her I'm happy now. Clara sighed. Okay, but no drama. Promise, Daniel said. But inside, his heart raced a little. He remembered Aisha's kind eyes, her gentle touch. The day he left, she begged him to stay. We can build a life together, she said. But he was scared. Babies meant no freedom, no money. So he ran. Never looked back. Didn't even know if the baby was born. As the days passed, Aisha prepared. She picked a beautiful red dress from her own design, simple but elegant. The kids were excited. Mommy, are we going to a party? Jamal asked one morning over breakfast. Yes, my love, Aisha said, pouring milk into their bowls. A big party. Jabril clapped. Will there be cake? Jamila tugged her sleeve. And dancing? Aisha hugged them. Maybe. But remember, we go with smiles and come back happy. Zainab helped her pack. You're brave, Aisha. But be careful. People like Daniel think money is everything. Aisha nodded. I know. But I've learned money isn't the only thing. Hard work, kindness, family, that's real wealth. The night before the wedding, Daniel couldn't sleep. He tossed in his big bed. What if she doesn't come, he thought. Or what if she does? He pushed the thoughts away. I'm the winner here. Little did he know, the real surprise was coming. Aisha wasn't the broken girl he remembered. She was a strong woman, with secrets he never imagined. The morning of the wedding dawned bright. Aisha woke early, prayed, and got the kids ready. They wore matching outfits. She made cute shirts and pants for the boys, a pretty dress for Jamila. Then, the Bentley arrived. Shiny black, like a movie car. The driver, Mr. Tom, smiled. "Ready, ma'am?" Zainab screamed from the door. "Aisha, this is crazy. You look like a queen." The kids jumped in excitement. "Wow, Mommy. Big car." Aisha took a deep breath. "Let's go show the world we're okay." As they drove off, Aisha felt peace. Whatever happened, she had her dignity. And her children, the biggest blessing of all. The Grand Hotel loomed like a palace under the bright afternoon sun, its tall glass doors sparkling and welcoming the rich and famous. Fancy cars lined the driveway, shiny Mercedes, sleek Audis, even a few limousines. But when the black Bentley pulled up smoothly, like a graceful panther, heads turned faster than ever. Whispers buzzed through the crowd of guests waiting outside. "Who is that?" One woman in a glittering gown asked her husband. "Must be a celebrity or something. Look at that car." Inside the Bentley, Aisha took a deep breath. Her heart pounded, but she kept her face calm. "Okay, my loves," she said to the triplets in the back seat. "Remember what Mommy said. Hold hands, smile, and be polite. This is a big party, but we're here to have fun and be ourselves." Jamal, the oldest by 2 minutes, nodded seriously. "Yes, Mommy. I won't run around." Jabril grinned. "Will there be juice?" "And cake." Jamila tugged at her pretty dress. "I want to dance, Mommy." Aisha smiled, her eyes soft with love. "There might be all of that. But first, let's go in together." The driver, Mr. Tom, opened the door with a polite bow. "Here we are, ma'am. You look wonderful." "Thank you, Mr. Tom," Aisha replied. She stepped out first, her red dress flowing elegantly, catching the light. She looked like a queen from a storybook, strong, beautiful, unbroken. Then she helped the children out one by one. Jamal held Jamila's hand, and Jabril grabbed Aisha's. They stood there, 3 little ones in matching outfits, looking curious and excited. Cameras flashed from phones and professional photographers. "Oh my goodness, triplets," someone exclaimed. "And so cute. Who are they with?" The whispers grew louder. "She must be important. That Bentley's not cheap." Inside the grand ballroom, Daniel paced nervously near the entrance. The room was a dream, white flowers everywhere, crystal chandeliers hanging like stars, tables set with gold plates and fancy foods. Soft music played from a live band. Guests mingled, laughing and toasting with champagne. Daniel's suit felt a bit tight now, his gold cufflinks heavy. "Where is she?" he muttered to himself. Part of him hoped Aisha wouldn't come. Another part wanted her to see his success and feel the sting. Mike, his best man, slapped his back. "Relax, man. The ceremony starts soon. Clara's almost ready." Daniel forced a smile. Yeah, just checking on things." Suddenly, the doors opened, and a hush fell over the crowd outside before rippling in. Daniel looked up and froze. There she was. Aisha. Not the sad, pregnant girl he remembered. This Aisha walked with her head high, her steps confident. And behind her, 3 children? Identical, holding hands, looking around with wide eyes. Daniel's face turned white as a sheet. His glass of water slipped from his hand, shattering on the marble floor. "No, impossible," he whispered. His mother, standing nearby with relatives, gasped loudly. "Daniel, those children, they look just like you when you were little." The room seemed to spin. Guests turned, murmurs spreading like wildfire. "Who is she? Are those his kids? What a surprise." Aisha walked in slowly, guiding the triplets. She felt every eye on her, but she didn't waver. This was her moment, not for revenge, but for truth. Jamal pointed at the flowers. "Mommy pretty?" Yes, sweetie," Aisha said gently. "Stay close." Daniel stumbled forward, his fake smile cracking. "Aisha, you came." His voice shook like a leaf in the wind. Aisha met his eyes steadily. Yes, Daniel. You invited me. I thought it would be rude not to show up. He glanced at the children, his throat dry. These, are they? Before she could answer, Clara appeared from a side room, her white wedding dress flowing like a cloud. She looked stunning, but her face twisted in confusion. Daniel? What's going on? Who is this? Daniel stuttered. Clara, this is Aisha. My old friend. From before. Clara's eyes narrowed. Your ex? And with kids? At our wedding. The triplets looked up at the adults, sensing the tension. Jamila hid behind Aisha's leg. Mommy, why is everyone staring? Aisha knelt down a bit, hugging her. It's okay, baby. They're just surprised to see us. She stood again, facing Daniel. Daniel, these are Jamal, Jabril, and Jamila. Our children. Your children. The words hung in the air like thunder. Guests gasped. Daniel's mother burst into tears, covering her mouth. My grandchildren. Daniel, how could you not tell us? Daniel stepped back, shaking his head. No. I didn't know. You said one baby. Not three. And I left because... Aisha's voice was calm but firm. You left because you were scared. You said love doesn't pay bills. Remember? I called you, Daniel. I texted. I even went to your old apartment. But you were gone. You changed your number. You wanted a rich life without us. Clara crossed her arms. Daniel, is this true? You left her pregnant. Daniel's face burned red. It was years ago. I was young, stupid. Aisha, why didn't you tell me about the triplets? Aisha laughed softly, but there was no joy in it. I tried. The day I found out at the doctor, I was so excited. 3 babies. But you were already gone. I left messages with your friends. They said you didn't want to hear from me. The band stopped playing. The room was silent except for whispers. Daniel's aunt whispered to his uncle, This is a mess. Poor girl. The triplets tugged at Aisha. Mommy, who is he? Jabril asked, pointing at Daniel. Aisha sighed. He's someone Mommy knew a long time ago. A friend who went away. Jamal frowned. Why did he go away? Friends don't leave. Daniel knelt down slowly, his eyes filling with tears. Hey kids. I'm your daddy. I didn't know. I'm sorry. Jamila shook her head. Mommy is our everything. We don't need a daddy who leaves. The words hit Daniel like a punch. He looked up at Aisha. How did you do it? Alone with 3? And the Bentley? Where did that come from? Aisha straightened her back. After you left, I was broken. I cried every night. But I had these little ones depending on me. I couldn't give up. I worked as a cleaner during the day, learned to sew at night from free videos online. I made clothes for neighbors, saved every penny. It was hard, Daniel. There were days we had only bread and water. Nights I skipped sleep to finish orders. Guests nodded, some wiping tears. One woman said, She's so strong. Aisha continued. Then I met Mrs. Elena at a market. She saw my dresses and believed in me. She taught me business skills, lent me money to start my company. Now I run Mom's Strength. We make affordable clothes for single mothers, and we teach them skills too. We help them stand on their feet. The Bentley? It's hers. She lent it to me today, so I could come here with my head high. Clara's voice trembled. That's amazing. Daniel, you never told me any of this. Daniel stood up, his shoulders slumped. I was wrong. So wrong. Aisha, please, forgive me. I want to be part of their lives. I have money now. I can help. Aisha looked at him, her eyes kind but strong. Forgiveness? I forgave you long ago, Daniel. Holding anger hurts me more. But trust? That's different. You can't buy it with money. You left us when we needed you most. These children know love from me, from our friends, from God. They don't need a father who shows up only when it's easy. Daniel's mother approached, tears streaming. Aisha, dear. I'm so sorry. We didn't know. Can I hug my grandchildren? Aisha nodded. Of course. They're family. The old woman knelt, opening her arms. The triplets hesitated, but Jamila went first. You cry like Mommy sometimes, she said. Daniel's mother laughed through sobs. Oh, you sweet thing. What's your name? Jamila, she replied. And these are my brothers. Jamal and Jabril joined, curious. Do you have candy? Jabril asked. Everyone chuckled softly, breaking the tension a bit. Clara pulled Daniel aside. This changes everything. How could you hide this? Daniel whispered. I didn't hide. I just moved on. But now I see I lost more than I gained. Aisha watched them, then turned to the kids. Time to go, loves. We've said hello. But mommy, cake? Jamal pleaded. Aisha smiled. We'll get ice cream on the way home. Better than cake. As they walked out, guests clapped slowly. What a woman, someone said. Grace under fire. Outside, the Bentley waited. The kids climbed in, laughing. That was fun, Mommy. But weird, Jamila said. Aisha hugged them. You were all so brave. I'm proud. Daniel ran out. Aisha, wait. Please, let's talk more. Give me a chance. She turned. Maybe one day, Daniel. But today is your wedding. Go be happy. And remember, money buys things, but character buys respect. Life taught me that. And now it's teaching you. He watched the car drive away, feeling empty. The wedding went on, but the joy was gone. Guests talked more about Aisha than the bride and groom. Years later, on a sunny afternoon in 2026, Aisha sat in her big office, her company now helping thousands of moms. The triplets, now 9, played outside. Mommy, tell us the story again, Jamila said one evening. Aisha smiled. Okay. Once, there was a man who thought money was everything. He left a woman he loved because life was hard. But she didn't break. She worked, prayed, and built a better life. One day, she showed him that true strength comes from inside. Jamal nodded. And the lesson? Never look down on anyone, Aisha said. Life can change in ways you never expect. Be kind, work hard, and let your actions speak. The children hugged her. And in that moment, Aisha knew she had won not revenge, but a life full of love. And that, my loves, brings us to the end of this story. If you enjoyed it, please show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Tell me, have you ever heard a story like this before? What lesson did you take away from it? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments so others can learn from you too. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next story. Stay curious, stay kind, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you never miss the next tale from Afrofolk Tales by Enya.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. See you in my next story.